Hello. The Good Sam's Foundation was launched over 25 years ago to ensure the ministry and charism of the Sisters of the Good Samaritan would continue into the future. Today, I'd like to take you on a visit to the Sisters' ministries in Kiribati. Kiribati is a small group of islands in the Pacific Ocean, about 3 hours' flight from Fiji, and I visited the region for the first time this year. The sisters have been in Kiribati for over 30 years. They have two communities there, one in the island village of Abokoro, North Tarawa, and another in Tamaiku on the mainland of South Tarawa, the capital. The main island is small, long, and very narrow. This is the view from the air as you land. You can drive its length in 1 hour and walk across its width in most areas in just a few minutes. The ocean is on one side of you and a tidal lagoon is on the other. Before I had arrived, I'd seen many pictures of storms and king tides on Kiribati, and there's no doubt that the island is sinking. The power of a tidal wave, I don't know about for you, but for me it's frightening, so I'll confess I was a touch nervous about the visit. But as we drove along the two-lane road away from the airport, I found that while there's water on both sides of you, on the ocean side it's quite flat, with small lapping waves when the weather is normal. You might see on the internet photos of people walking in waterlogged sand like this one. This is just low tide in Kiribati, an everyday occurrence. When the tide goes all the way out, it's a long hot walk in the heat across the sand to get to the deep water. So fishing and transport by boat revolve around the timing of the tides. The sea is the primary source of food and income. Kiribati isn't frightening, it's beautiful, tropical with aqua waters, coral clumps and coral sand. There are many native flowers, bright pops of colour, coconut trees and tropical weather conditions. It's a simple life. Houses are made from tin sheeting and often Bessa bricks. Kitchens and laundries are equipped with basic essentials, just the necessities. Dishes and often clothes are washed by hand. On the right, you can see a simple laundry bowl. It's outside with a water pipe for washing clothes. The ocean is often used for bathing and also sometimes as a toilet. There are outdoor sleeping platforms so that families can lay down in the evening to catch a cool breeze and rest, and outdoor structures for community meetings. They're called maniabas. On the right there, that's the Sisters of the Good Samaritan kindergarten maniaba at the village of Abokoro. It's been set up here for Mass. What would we be having for dinner if we were in Kiribati tonight? Well, when meals are healthy and sourced locally, it might be fresh fish sold by the ocean side, coconuts, pandanus fruit, and perhaps breadfruit. On special occasions, money permitting, and if you've raised one or two in your front yard, there might be chicken for dinner. The water is undrinkable, so the locals catch rainwater in tanks. We'll see one in a minute. So they can use it for drinking, cooking, and also for brushing their teeth. Local food takes time to prepare. Fish needs to be scaled, cleaned, and filleted. So there's no local fish shops to do the work for you. That's given rise to the popularity of imported fast foods. And a diet favouring biscuits and rice is now not uncommon in Kiribati, and that leads to two problems. The first is poor health, heart disease and diabetes, and plastic packaging waste. That landfill on the left there is right on the beachfront, and on the right, that's out the front of the local high school at South Tarawa. I'd just like to read you a quote from one of the local women. We began neglecting our own food, which God has given us, and which was fresh and useful to our bodies. Also, more money was needed to buy foods as they do not come from our own lands. Unfortunately, Kiribati's simple lifestyle and very natural beauty can hide the harsh impacts of poverty. 30% of residents live on less than $3.20 a day, so not even a boost juice a day. Many live in or are at risk of being multidimensionally poor. What is that? What's multidimensionally poor mean? It's a poverty that goes beyond financial hardship, not having any money. It's a warning signal for critical shortages in education, healthcare, housing, and just basic services. The region experiences unique challenges. There's a lack of skilled, trained workers and limited opportunities for employment. Without the skills to fix machinery, it's left where it breaks down to rot. This photo shows a stockpile of rusting old cars and utes. Climate change is another difficulty. Rising tides and droughts are threats to the supply of fresh food and also, of course, fresh water. One of the important pathways to creating hope for a healthy future for the people of Kiribati is education and skills training. That's why the Good Sam's Foundation's focus in Kiribati is on raising funds and awareness for two of the sisters' ministries. The first is the renovation of the old convent to create a new centre for the community in Tamaiku. It's to be a gathering and learning space for vulnerable community groups. This is the exterior of the convent, and on the right of the screen you can see the rainwater tank I mentioned previously. Here's the unfinished interior of the centre. It needs furniture, lights, kitchen utensils, and we'll be raising funds for those across this year. The other initiative the Foundation is fundraising for in Kiribati is for the Early Childhood Centre in Bokoro village. The school's maniaba needs repair, and the children would benefit from new playground equipment and a new classroom. Attendance costs at the school are free or heavily subsidised for the children living on the island. Through interactive play, creative arts and lessons on health and care for the environment, these small children are gathering important life skills. All these photos are from my trip earlier this year. This is a picture of the school's maniaba. That discoloration that you can see on the blue pillars is concrete cancer and it needs to be repaired. This seesaw is one of only two pieces of large outdoor play equipment. It's broken and currently unsafe for use. These next two slides show the children using some of the new equipment and teaching aids that were purchased with the funds raised by our Good Sam schools and also our donors. Together, working as a community of Good Samaritans, we make good things happen on a daily basis. Our donations offer children, women, and families a pathway to knowledge. Knowledge changes lives and futures. Here's a group photo of our sisters from Kiribati, or some of our sisters there. We'd all like to thank you for listening and for caring about the region. Peace and God bless us all, Good Samaritans.